Muy buenas tardes, gracias a las personas que se están conectando en este webinar en el que hablaremos de la oferta de cursos de inglés del RMIT, Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology. Para esto, hoy nos acompaña Alexander Thompson, que es el representante de RMIT para América Latina. Y pues quiero recordarles que gracias al convenio que tenemos establecido con el RMIT y el programa de idiomas, pueden acceder a un 42% de descuento en el valor del curso si hacen su proceso a través de Colfuturo. Así que lo único que deben hacer para acceder a ese beneficio es inscribirse a una de las convocatorias que tenemos en el año. Son 4 en enero, abril, julio y septiembre. La próxima convocatoria va a estar abierta del 4 al 18 de abril para acceder a cualquiera de los convenios que tenemos disponibles. Hoy, para conocer un poco más de RMIT, Alexander nos va a hacer su presentación en inglés. Desafortunadamente todavía no habla muy bien español, pero está estudiando y próximamente la podrá hacer en español. Así que si tienen alguna pregunta, si hay alguna información que no les queda clara, pueden escribirnos en la cajita de preguntas y respuestas junto con Paola Tribaldos, que también hace parte del programa de idiomas. Vamos a estar respondiendo sus preguntas y también al final de la presentación, si hay algo que queramos aclarar con Alex, le haremos también las preguntas respectivas. Recordarles también que tenemos charlas informativas 2 veces al mes sobre el programa de idiomas, por si quieren conocer mejor cómo funciona el programa, cómo aplicar a las convocatorias, cuáles son los convenios y demás. La próxima charla va a ser un Instagram Live que vamos a tener mañana jueves 23 a las 5 de la tarde y es especial porque vamos a tener un invitado de la Embajada Australiana. Este mes de febrero estamos dedicándolo a la promoción de Australia como destino para estudiar inglés, así que vamos a tener un invitado muy especial mañana en el Instagram Live por si están interesados en estudiar inglés en Australia. Y la siguiente charla informativa es el sábado 11 de marzo a las 11 de la mañana por Zoom. Se pueden conectar desde la página web de Colfuturo. En la página, en el calendario de eventos, pueden ver todos los eventos que tendremos próximamente por si quieren conectarse a alguno de ellos. Ahora sí, para empezar, Alex, thank you for your time. Welcome again to this webinar, and you can start your presentation.
Thanks, Laura, and a big thanks to Colfuturo for having me here this evening. Hola a todos, buenas noches, ¿cómo están? I'm Alex Thompson, Recruitment Manager Onshore International for RMIT University, a global university of technology, design and enterprise located right in the city centre of Melbourne, the second largest city of Australia. Today, I'm going to talk about RMIT University's English School, which we call RMIT English Worldwide. And I'm going to talk about what we offer for our English for Academic Purposes program. We do have a joint scholarship arrangement with Colfuturo. So I'm also going to talk a little bit more about how you can take advantage of our joint scholarship discount that we offer to students to undertake our English for Academic Purposes program. And I will also talk a little bit about the city of Melbourne, why it's such a fun, vibrant place to live in. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about how its public transport system, how easy it is to get around here, and also talk a little bit more about, go in depth about the English program and how it functions. Just first to begin with, I'd like to just play you a short video about RMIT University, and this gives you a bit of a flavour on what we're about.
You can feel it. That drive to take what you have and launch it to the next level. To share the energy of people who feel the same way. To wrestle the potential out of the world. Harness your creativity, give it form, and set off into an adventure of your own making. To hand the world life-changing technology, planet-saving energy solutions, green living innovations, and a means to transform business that will redefine how the world works. So take it. Be hands-on. Make it real. because people like you will forge what's next.
So that video there is just really giving you a bit of a flavour of the university and what some of our facilities look like. Give you a bit of an overview about RMIT University. It's actually quite an old institution. It was founded in 1887 as a working man's college. Back in the late 1800s, we were a college that was teaching trades to men to develop Melbourne's economy, such as electricity, plumbing, construction, those types of disciplines. And over a number of decades, it amalgamated with a number of technical institutes to become a fully fledged university in 1992. We're Australia's largest tertiary institution by student population. So we have about 85,000 students studying with us. We have 3 campuses here in Melbourne, and we have 2 in Vietnam, and then we teach programs across 12 different countries, mainly in Asia and the subcontinent. We're strongly connected worldwide, and we have over 450,000 alumni, and we work with over 200 different university partners around the world, whether that's in student exchange, research, and other areas. So why RMIT as a university? We're ranked top 1% of the universities globally, and being a young university where we became a university in 1992, we're currently ranked 18 in the world out of all universities that are under 50 years old. We're a very practical focused university, so a lot of our learning and teaching focuses you gaining practical skills that are relevant for your career path, and so that you're able to graduate with the skills that employers want. We're currently ranked number 1 in Australia for a graduate employment. So we have a really strong track record of getting our graduates into jobs in a very short time after they graduate. We're very strongly connected with the industry as well, and we are currently ranked number 4 in Australia for partnerships with employers. We have industry partnerships with some of the biggest multi-corporations in the world. For example, Dior, Nike, Boeing, Airbus, BMW, and others. We're a large comprehensive university, so we teach over 450 internationally recognised programs, and in addition to that, we also teach English for academic purposes as an English pathway into them. We are strongly ranked in art and design, so we're currently ranked number 15 in art and design in the world, and we also are really strongly focused on student engagement. So we want to ensure that our students are happy here while they study, and for this, we're ranked number 3 in the state of Victoria for student engagement. We're also, in addition to being the top 1% globally ranked universities, we sit inside the top 250 universities worldwide, and we're currently ranked 206. This is just to give you a bit of an overview of what our main part of the city campus looks like. Being in the city centre, we're not your traditional campus. We're very much integrated in with the city life as well. So as you can see here in the diagram, this is situated, this is the city centre here, and then RMIT just sits up on the top end of the city centre, and we kind of move into the suburb of Carlton as well. So a bit about our English school, which is known as RMIT English Worldwide. It was Melbourne's first university English language centre. So we have been teaching English for academic purposes for pretty much about 50 years now. So we've been teaching it for a very long time, and all our teachers are very highly qualified. We're located in that city centre. It's located in the city centre as well. It's just situated about a 5-minute walk from our main city campus, and it's very close to public transport. We have a very diverse student body, and we have students come from over 30% countries. And I'll talk a little bit more about the different nationalities that study with us. All our students that study at RMIT English Worldwide are considered part of the university. So all our students have access to all of the university's facilities, clubs and services, just like any other RMIT student. So we offer different levels, ranging from what we call elementary to advanced plus. And I'll show you how that corresponds with the different IELTS levels later on. So in terms of certification, all our students are awarded RMIT certificates of achievement for the program when they complete it. And we also have relatively small class sizes. So on average, we have about 15 students a class with a maximum of 18. So you're getting lots of one-on-one time with your teacher during your classes, and that will assist with your development in your English language proficiency. So our student mix, we have a very diverse student body. So we have students from China being the main body that study with us, but we also have pretty strong cohorts from Southeast Asia, Northeast Asia, the Middle East, and we also have quite a sizey cohort of Latin American students studying with us as well. So we have a very diverse student body, and that's great for you to get to know different cultures whilst you're studying your English for academic purposes program. It's very easy to make friends as part of that. In terms of what the timetable looks like, we have two different time slots. So we do have a morning session, a morning shift, which starts at 8:30 a.m. and concludes at 10:30 a.m. for the first session. You then have a half an hour break, and then you will do your second session from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then the afternoon shift starts from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then there's a half an hour break. And then you will do your second session from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. So quite intensive, but that'll assist you in developing your English language proficiency at a very quick rate. So in terms of the study levels, as I mentioned before, we have English levels that we have 6 different study levels. We have intakes depending on which study level depending on which English level you're at, every 5 weeks, and each module is 10 weeks in length. So depending on what your English level is, for example, you may start at intermediate, and then you would only need, roughly about between 30 to 40 weeks of English to get up to advanced plus level there. So we offer all these different English levels, and depending on what your level is, you would join in from there. So how can you determine what your level is to start your English for academic purposes? You can either provide an English proficiency test, such as like an IELTS academic or a TOEFL ITB, or you can do RMIT placement test as well. So there's 2 different ways you can determine what your English proficiency level is for the English for academic purposes program. So how does our English levels correspond in terms of, for example, the IELTS level? So elementary corresponds with between IELTS 3.5 with no band below 3.0. Pre-intermediate sits around about IELTS overall 4, intermediate IELTS overall level 4.5, upper intermediate 5.0 with no band below 4.5, advanced 5.5, no band below 5.0, and then advanced plus is from overall 6.0 with no band less than 5.5. So really, in terms of as a pathway to, say, like a postgraduate program, you would need to complete Advanced Plus in order to meet the English requirement to progress in that. As I mentioned before, we have intakes every 5 weeks, and this slide really is just to show you what the course start and end dates are for every intake there. So it doesn't really matter what time of the year you can start your English for academic purposes program with us at almost at any time of the year. In addition to the English for academic English for academic purposes program, RMIT English Worldwide does have a very big social calendar across the year. We want to ensure that our students are enjoying their time here at Melbourne and studying with at RMIT English Worldwide, and across and their student support team run a number of different social activities across the calendar year, whether that's getting to know Melbourne, the state of Victoria, and seeing iconic tourist attractions, going and seeing art galleries, all the amazing restaurants and cafes that we have, and different social activities. They advertise these across the year for the student body. So, for example, here they have a barbecue and games in the RMIT training courtyard. They also have a little tour to the Eureka Sky Deck, which is one of the tallest buildings here in Melbourne. They're also organising a day trip to Phillip Island, which is at a very iconic beach town here in Victoria. And they also organise things such as Halloween boat parties, online trivia, visits to art galleries, and other things as well. So they're a very big social calendar for you to take advantage of and make some friends out of it and get to know Melbourne better as well. So we have lots of different support for our students at RMIT English Worldwide. We have our student services team. They're ready to help you with any of your paperwork in relation to your program fees, attendance information, program certificates, and any other documentation you may need. We also have a student wellbeing team. So they're just support our students by encouraging positive mental health practice and focus on building students' character to overcome any personal difficulties that they face. So as part of that, they offer free and confidential counselling services to all our students who are studying English for academic purposes with us. In addition to that, we also have a therapy dog who comes in a few days a week as well. And that's always been very popular with our students too. So we have those wellbeing services there. So if you're facing any personal difficulties, you're able to see a counsellor free of charge. We also have academic support available. So that's for students who are needing any help with their English proficiency and their studies. It's also a free services, and they're able to help with any questions you may have, or any on how you can develop your study skills and in bettering your English, and any assignments you have in terms of your English for academic purposes program. So why study in Melbourne? Well, Melbourne currently is one of the most rated, one of the most livable cities in the world. It's a very fun and vibrant place to live in, and it's a very multicultural city. So we have people here from over 190 countries living here, and we actually have quite a large growing Colombian population here in Melbourne too. So if you're ever missing home, you do have a big Colombian population here, and lots of different Colombian cafes and restaurants available too. Being also part of it being the most livable city, one of the most livable cities in the world, it has fantastic infrastructure. It has a great public transport system as well, which I'll talk a little bit more about shortly. And it also has great healthcare. A great healthcare system, and it's a very safe city to live in as well. It's also currently ranked in the top 10 best student cities in the world. So a lot of international students choose Melbourne to study in because of it being such a fun, vibrant and multicultural place. It's also known as the sporting capital of Australia as well. We have many iconic international sporting events that come here and are available for international students to take advantage of. We recently had the Australian Open tennis in January. So that's one of the Grand Slam tennis tournaments that happen every year. And it caters to all budgets. We also will soon have the Formula One Grand Prix visit us in April as well. And then also lots of different football events, Australian rules football, cricket, and others as well. If you love your food and your coffee, you're going to love living here in Melbourne. It's also known as in the top 10 cities in the world for food and dining as well. So there's lots of different amazing restaurants, cafes, bars, pubs, and they cater to all different budgets as well. So you can go from cheap eats to fine dining, cocktail bars. So there's so many different options there, and it's one of the reasons that makes Melbourne such a great place to live in. If you also love your live music as well, you have lots of variety. We have more live music venues per capita than any other city in the world. So lots of different famous musicians come here. We also have lots of different bars that play live music too. So lots of different options there. So Melbourne has so just talking a little bit more about the public transport system in Melbourne, we do have one of the largest tram networks in the world. So we have over approximately around about 15 lines, which can take you to the different neighbourhoods of Melbourne. Quite a number of those lines will take you to not only the city campus, but also to Brunswick campus, which is located about 5 kilometres from the city centre, as well as out to Bundoora as well, our Bundoora campus, which is located about 18 kilometres from the city centre and stops right out the front of it. So it's a very connected tram network, and you're able to get to our campuses from most parts of the city through our tram network. The city centre is also has a free tram zone. So if you're traveling within that free tram zone, you do not have to pay for public transport. And so if you decide to live in the city centre, you're going to save a lot of money in terms of public transport costs during the week as well. We also have a very extensive train network as well. So basically all our lines lead towards the city centre. So you're able to get from most parts of the city into the city centre and to our city campus and RMIT English Worldwide from most places in the city too. Just also wanted to share, we just have some recent testimonials from students just about their time here in Melbourne. So I want to share that with you as well.
Hey guys, I'm Wala.
And I'm Angeline, and we will be your tour guides today. So, first of
Alex,
all,
we are not seeing your screen.
let's suck
Up some sun and catch up on some study.
We are still in the PowerPoint.
Oh, you're still in the PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Let me just get that up for you. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
Hey guys, I'm Wala.
And I'm Angeline, and we will be your tour guides today. So, first of all, welcome to Melbourne.
Let's soak up some sun and catch up on some study.
This is RMIT.
I'm actually obsessed with this campus.
I'm obsessed with the food. Variety? Incredible. Authentic? Totally.
Tasty?
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's take a quick tour break.
Did someone say vintage?
The best thing about Melbourne?
You can really just be yourself.
Yeah. Leaving my hometown, I honestly had no idea what to expect. But ever since I did, I have truly been thriving.
That's why I'm so glad that out of everywhere, we chose here. That's it for the tour, guys. Have
We're Walla and Angeline.
And we're in Melbourne.
Yeah, so that's just some current students that are studying English with academic purposes for us, and just really showing you a bit of what Melbourne's all about in terms of its food, its fashion, its culture. And so now, in terms of wanting to talk about how you can take advantage of Culfuturo RMIT English Worldwide Joint Scholarship. So through that, we're offering a 42% discount in 2023 for our English academic purposes program. So rather than the full fee of 490 Australian dollars per week, students who are awarded the joint scholarship here will pay $284.20 Australian per week with the discount. And we also waive the application fee, which is normally about $260. So how you can be eligible for that is be a citizen of Colombia and then apply for an RMIT English program through the Foundation for the Future of Colombia, Culfuturo. So if you're successful in getting an offer letter to study English for academic purposes with us, you will have that joint scholarship on that offer letter there. So that's really pretty simple eligibility rules around that. Yeah, that's a bit about that. So a big thanks for everybody for taking the time to learn a little bit more about RMIT University and us English School RMIT Worldwide, and how you can take advantage of our joint scholarship with Culfuturo to build your English proficiency, and hopefully that will assist you in your future career as well. So big thanks, Laura, for having me, and happy to take any questions now.
Thank you, Alex. Muchas gracias a todos los que han permanecido en el webinar. Sé que de pronto puede ser un poco confuso haber escuchado toda la información en inglés, pero bueno, pueden ir preparándose para sus futuras clases en Australia, si es esto lo que tienen planeado. Si hay alguna pregunta, por favor, pónganla en el chat y con mucho gusto la resolvemos. Si hay alguna información que no quedó muy clara, para confirmar pues el tema de los costos que estaba mencionando al final Alex, gracias al convenio establecido entre RMIT y Culfuturo, tenemos un 42% de descuento en el valor del curso, lo que quedaría en $285 australianos por semana. Y recuerden pues que la universidad tiene fechas de inicio cada 5 semanas, porque cada bloque es de 5 semanas, entonces ustedes pueden decidir estudiar 10, 15, 20, 25 semanas. Y recuerden que por hacer un curso de más de 15 semanas van a poder solicitar su visa de estudiante, que les va a permitir trabajar hasta 20 horas por semana, que esto pues es un adicional muy positivo para los que van a estudiar en Australia, tener ese acceso a fondos adicionales pues trabajando y también perfeccionar el idioma a través del trabajo. Voy a leer algunas de sus preguntas. Alex, about the schedule, does the student select if they want to study in the morning or in the afternoon?
Yes, so I'm just having a look here. Yes, that hasn't been updated. I believe, yeah, so you would do both, so 1 to 2 hours. Yeah, so you would basically choose the morning or the afternoon shift as part of that.
So they can choose, or it depends on their English level?
Yeah, so no, so yeah, so they can basically choose which shift they choose.
Ok, entonces para responder a Luisa sobre el tema del horario, efectivamente el estudiante puede seleccionar si quiere estudiar en la mañana o en la tarde, siempre que haya pues la disponibilidad según el nivel de inglés en el que quede asignado. Alex, someone wants to study postgraduate program in RMIT after the English program, would it be possible? And if it's necessary to present like an IELTS or a TOEFL after finishing the English program?
Yes, so it is possible to apply for a postgraduate program after your English for academic purposes program. So as long as you complete the Advanced Plus level, you would meet the English requirement to go on to do a postgraduate program. So you would not have to do, say, present an IELTS or anything. However, you would need to meet the academic requirements of the program in order to progress to it. So that may come from your previous studies in Colombia. So admissions would need to assess your previous completed qualifications in Colombia.
Ok, entonces para responder a Laura Londoño, efectivamente puedes aplicar a un programa de posgrado después de terminar el curso de inglés. Incluso pues para alimentar un poco más la respuesta, puedes incluso extender la visa de estudiante que vas a tener durante el curso de inglés para que no tengas que salir del país. Y lo que Alex mencionaba es que siempre y cuando alcances como el nivel máximo de inglés, el avanzado plus, puedes ingresar directo a la maestría o el doctorado sin tener que presentar el IELTS porque ya pues eso implica que tienes el nivel adecuado para ingresar. Ahí ya el resto es que tienes que cumplir como los demás requisitos académicos que te exija la maestría o el doctorado. Alex, are the books and materials included on this cost?
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff will be available online through our online learning management system called Canvas. However, it's really important that you have a laptop with you to begin your classes with that. We do not provide any laptops or anything, so it's important that you do have a laptop to bring to class when you start the program.
Okay. Para Luisa, el material de las clases efectivamente está incluido en el costo. La mayoría va a estar como habilitado en línea, entonces es importante que puedan llevar con ustedes un portátil, que puedan llevar a sus clases y con el que pues, desde su casa también después puedan acceder a los materiales. Tatiana, sí, hay varias fechas de inicio en el año que mostró Alex. Vamos a pedirle que nos muestre nuevamente. Alex, could you please go back to the slide where you have the intakes dates?
Yep. So yeah, so we have intakes every 5 weeks. So pretty much from the start of January to mid-November, you can apply for any of these dates.
Okay. Aquí están viendo las fechas de inicio y fin de cada sesión de cada bloque de 5 semanas. Entonces, por ejemplo, si yo quiero empezar el curso no sé, el 17 de julio y quiero estudiar 20 semanas, entonces lo terminaría el 15 de diciembre. Así es como pueden ver, como del 17 de julio al 18 de agosto hay 5 semanas, el siguiente bloque está debajo y el siguiente debajo, y van sumando cada 5 semanas para que puedan ver la fecha de inicio y fin del programa. Joseph, ¿en qué momento debes presentar el IELTS? No necesitas presentarlo. Si ya tienes un IELTS, un resultado de IELTS, lo puedes enviar al momento de hacer la aplicación para que sepamos tu nivel, pero si no lo tienes, después de que hagamos la inscripción a la universidad, vas a poder agendar un examen en línea que te va a hacer la misma universidad para revisar en qué nivel estás y ubicarte a sí mismo en la clase que te corresponde. Alex, Yolanda is asking if there is any accommodation option with RMIT.
Yeah, I actually saw there's a couple of questions about that, and that's a really good question. So us being right in the city centre, we don't have any on-campus accommodation. but we do work with a number of different private student accommodation providers who have properties in very close proximity to our campus. So we have one that actually is across the road from our city campus. And then there's others that are about 5 to 10 minutes of walking distance as well. So we work with a number of them that are very close by, and they have lots of different options inside of them. So for example, you're able to share an apartment space with say up to three other students, and you share the kit. You have your own bathroom and bedroom, but you share the communal areas such as like the living room and the kitchen and that. Also, you can have your own studio as well. So they basically cater for different budgets. There's also lots of different websites here in Australia where you can go about looking for share housing accommodation. And then also because there's a big growing Colombian population here, they do have like Facebook groups and that where they also advertise, spare rooms and all that as well. So that's also a very good resource for finding accommodation. We do actually have an accommodation page on the RMIT website. So you can actually look at that page and see all the different accommodation options that are available.
Okay, thank you. Entonces nos dice respecto al alojamiento, nos dice Alex que no hay como tal una opción dentro del campus universitario, pero hay muchas opciones muy cercanas al campus que puedes revisar en la página web de la universidad, que se muestran como las sugerencias, pero también hay páginas como Study Melbourne y otras páginas de la ciudad donde puedes encontrar opciones de alojamiento. Y también nos decía que hay páginas de Facebook, por ejemplo, de colombianos en Melbourne, ya que hay pues un buen número de estudiantes colombianos allí, donde muestran pues apartamentos compartidos y opciones para rentar durante su periodo de estudios. Mari, el valor por semana con descuento son $285 australianos. Solange, respecto al número de semanas, digamos que la recomendación es que sean 25 o 30 semanas máximo, pues teniendo en cuenta que todo va a depender del nivel de inglés con el que ustedes lleguen a la universidad. Entonces, cuando hagan el examen de clasificación que les decía, allí la universidad nos va a hacer una recomendación respecto al número de semanas que necesitan, que pues pueden ser 10 o pueden ser 25 o 30 según el nivel en el que estén. Paula, si soy seleccionada en la próxima convocatoria, la fecha de viaje máxima en el año sería septiembre o se podría posponer. Bueno, la convocatoria de abril es para viajar más o menos entre julio y diciembre de este año. O sea, es para hacer el curso iniciando durante el segundo semestre de este año, teniendo en cuenta pues el trámite de visa y todo lo que van a necesitar tener listo para empezar el curso. Si planean empezarlo el próximo año, entonces ya la recomendación sería que aplicaran a la convocatoria de julio o de septiembre, según como tengan planeado pues la fecha de inicio. En la página de Colfuturo pueden ver todas las fechas exactas de las convocatorias y para qué periodo de tiempo son. Alex, Erica is asking if she wants to apply for a PhD after the English course. Is her Colombian title approved?
Yeah, good question, Erica. I guess it really depends. So generally with our research programs, your past qualification has to have included a significant research component as part of it. So for example, say you did a master's, you need to have done, say, like a thesis or another type of research component that constitutes about 25% of a full-time academic year. And you generally have to have received like a distinction, high distinction average as well. So I guess it really depends on what you've done in your master's program and whether that meets that research requirement. So, but in terms of the English requirement, you would meet that through the English for academic purposes program.
Thank you, Alex. Para Luisa, que nos está preguntando por el tema de la visa, si hay que pagar el curso antes, esta es una muy buena noticia y es que gracias al convenio también no será necesario pagar el curso para poder obtener la carta de aceptación. Lo único que van a tener que pagar es un abono de el seguro médico, que pues el costo depende de la duración del curso, pero más o menos es como entre 300 y 400 dólares australianos, que es lo que nos exige la universidad que paguemos inicialmente para poder tramitar la visa, para sí enviarnos la carta de aceptación y que puedan tramitar su visa, pero no tendremos que pagar el curso sino hasta cuando tengan su visa aprobada. Joan Mendoza, ¿cuánto cuesta la visa de estudiante? En este momento no sé. Alex, do you know how much is it to do the visa process?
Yes, so it's from 650 Australian dollars.
Ok, más o menos 650 dólares australianos está el costo de la visa. Y pues cualquier información como detallada sobre la visa, les recomiendo que revisen directamente la página oficial de la embajada para que estén enterados pues si hay algún cambio. ¿Cómo se escogen a las personas que se ganan la beca? Bueno, lo único que deben hacer, como les decía al principio, es aplicar una convocatoria de Colfuturo. Para la convocatoria el requisito es ser mayor de 18 años y lo que deben hacer es diligenciar el formulario de inscripción, hacer un pago inicial de 100,000 pesos, adjuntar su hoja de vida y una foto de su cédula. Ya con esto nosotros revisamos todas las aplicaciones, no tenemos un cupo máximo de estudiantes, así que la idea es poder apoyar a la mayor cantidad de gente posible con estos descuentos. No es muy difícil acceder a ellos, por lo tanto. Lo que revisamos dentro del formulario para aceptar o no a una persona en la convocatoria es una pregunta específica donde les pedimos que nos cuenten cuál es su motivación para para estudiar este idioma, por qué han seleccionado el destino que seleccionaron, un poco como queremos conocer sus intenciones y sus motivaciones para hacer el curso. Eso es lo que tenemos en cuenta para aceptar a una persona en la convocatoria. Mari, si vas a viajar con tu esposo, tengo entendido que durante el trámite de tu visa puedes incluirlo a él como dependiente. Natalia, si ya se pagó algo del curso y la visa es negada, ¿devuelven el dinero? Sí. Todo lo que hayan pagado, si la visa es negada, se les devolverá. En el caso de la universidad, pagaremos solo el valor del seguro médico, que será devuelto si la visa es negada, y a Colfuturo deberán pagar un abono que también será reembolsado en el caso de que la visa sea negada. Solange, el tema de becas 100% todavía no está. RMIT es un convenio más reciente que Deakin, así que todavía no tenemos becas disponibles pues como del 100%, y no sabría decirte si en el futuro las tendremos. Eso dependerá un poco del comportamiento del mercado. Alex.
Yeah, so Erica's got a question. Do we as students have to demonstrate resource to self-maintenance in Australia? And can you please repeat how much the scholarship discount is? So for your first question, Erica, you would have to demonstrate, you may potentially have to demonstrate that at the time of your visa application with the Department of Home Affairs. So they may request to see, like, say, bank statements and all that and those type of things. On RMIT side, we do not. But yeah, at the time of you applying for your visa, you may have to demonstrate that. In terms of the scholarship discount, it's a 42% discount. So rather than paying the full fee of $490, you would pay $284.20 Australian per week. And you also have the application fee waived as well, which is about 260 Australian dollars.
Thank you, Alex. Eso también es importante mencionarlo. Y es que además de pues, tener el 42% de descuento, no pagarían el fee de inscripción, que son más o menos $260 australianos. Eso para los estudiantes de Colfuturo, la universidad no lo cobra. Respecto al tema de la visa, no, pues Colfuturo como tal no es una agencia que los pueda apoyar en el proceso. Nosotros tenemos un instructivo que les vamos a enviar en su momento para que sepan a qué link deben ingresar, cuáles son los documentos que necesitan, pero será pues como responsabilidad de cada estudiante hacer ese trámite. Paula, respecto a tu pregunta, Alex nos mencionó hace un rato que si alcanzas el nivel máximo de inglés, que es el Advanced Plus, no necesitas presentar el IELTS para acceder a una maestría, porque ya pues con tu certificado del curso de inglés demuestras que tienes el nivel necesario para hacer la maestría.
Just to add to that, Laura, so Advanced Plus is equivalent. So when you complete Advanced Plus, you meet the equivalent of IELTS overall 6.5 with no band below 6.0. So that's what the equivalent is when you complete Advanced Plus.
Ok. El nivel que completas al terminar Advanced Plus es el equivalente a un 6.5 en el IELTS con ninguna banda por debajo de 6. Y eso es lo que te permite ingresar directamente a la maestría. Do we have to come back to Colombia? No. Erika, para aplicar el descuento del 42%, no adquieres ningún requisito de regresar a Colombia al terminar el curso. Puedes continuar estudiando en Australia o si no hay como ningún tipo de contrato en ese sentido con Colfuturo. So Alex, Laura is asking if there is any extracurricular programs available while they are studying English.
So extracurricular courses. So could you explain a little bit more, Laura, what you mean by that? In terms of like alongside the program, we've got lots of different social activities that you can do alongside it. So we do lots of tours out to like, as I mentioned before, I might just go back to the slide actually. Bear with me for 2 secs.
Laura, si te refieres como a actividades extracurriculares, sí hay muchos como book club, sí hay muchas actividades que organiza la universidad como en torno a la práctica del idioma. Ya Alex nos va a mostrar de nuevo la diapositiva donde nos hablaba de esto.
Yeah, so just going back to this slide, we do lots of different activities and they really focus on like you getting to know Melbourne more, making friends, and really just enjoying your time here at RMIT University. So we throw lots of different types of, we throw lots of barbecues at RMIT English Worldwide. We organise day trips out to beach towns and all that in Victoria. We organise sporting events. For example, here in the slide here, we've got dodgeball. We also arrange trips to tourist sites in Melbourne, such as the Eureka Sky Deck. So that's like one of the tallest buildings here in Melbourne. We run trivia nights, trivia days that are online, all those types of things. So they're really focused around you enjoying your time here in Melbourne and getting to make friends as well.
Perfect. Thank you. Entonces, sí, dentro de todas las actividades que mencionaba Alex, está pues que tienen como tours por la ciudad de Melbourne, barbecues, obras de teatro, eventos deportivos, y siempre como en busca de que además de disfrutar su estadía en Melbourne y conocer muchos sitios, pues puedan como continuar con el aprendizaje del idioma y la práctica sobre todo. Alex, if Erica wants to contact you directly, okay.
I'm
You are-
just putting my email address in her answer as well. So if you'd like to get in touch with me, Erica, I'm more than happy to help out with you to get the process started.
Perfect, thank you. Entonces, para quienes de pronto se conectaron un poco tarde o quieren revisar nuevamente esta información, recuerden que esta sesión está siendo grabada y podrán acceder a ella desde nuestro canal de YouTube que se llama Colfuturo Videos. Y en los próximos días, igualmente, a todos los que estuvieron conectados, les vamos a enviar el link también para que puedan tener la información nuevamente.
Also, Laura, I'm happy to share the slides as well to everybody that's joined the session. So I'll send you a copy of the slides so that they have that.
Ok, perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Entonces, además de enviarles el link de la grabación, les vamos a enviar también la presentación que Alex nos la va a compartir para que la tengan. Creo que no hay más preguntas, así que muchas gracias a todos por su participación. Recuerden que mañana, jueves, vamos a tener un Instagram Live a las 5 de la tarde desde la cuenta de Colfuturo con un invitado especial de la Embajada de Australia, hablando específicamente de los beneficios de estudiar en Australia inglés y más información que puede ser de utilidad para sus planes. Becas adicionales no tenemos, Iván, solamente el porcentaje de descuento. Alex, thank you so much for your time. I think that's all. So
Thanks, Laura, and thanks everybody for taking the time to learn more about RMIT English Worldwide and our English for Academic Purposes program. Muchas gracias a todos, and I hope to see you at RMIT very shortly.
Thank you, Alex. Feliz tarde y noche para todos.
Buenas noches.
Gracias.